What's up, y'all? It's Calvin here, and I want to holler at you guys about a story that's coming out of New Jersey. And as you see here, it says toxic chemical found in drinking water along East Coast. If you scroll down, it says New Jersey's largest drinking water supplier discovered a toxic chemical. And if you see here, that chemical is called 1,4-dioxin. And it is a byproduct of plastic manufacturing, all right? And it's also considered a likely carcinogen. And this is the same way that it's worded on the EPA, all right? But this situation is affecting 13 million people, and they span over New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. So this is pretty widespread, and 13 million people is a high number. And if you come to the EPA website about 1,4-dioxin, and you scroll down to see what are the routes of exposure and potential health effects of 1,4-dioxin. It says exposure may occur through ingestion of contaminated food and water, meaning that you can't drink it or use it to cook your food with, or dermal contact, which means that you can't wash your hands or bathe in it. And it also says worker exposures may include inhalation of vapors. So that also means that you can't boil it. So like there's nothing that you can do with this stuff once it gets into the water. All right. And if you skip one bullet point, it says short-term exposure to high levels of dioxin may result in nausea, drowsiness, headache, and irritation of the eyes, nose, and throat. And just like the DHS video that I did where they were going through the subway system spraying chemicals, this situation is the exact same outcome. These are COVID-19 symptoms and Omicron and Delta variant symptoms. And if you just take a look right here with this article called How the COVID-19 Delta and Omicron variants Could Affect Your Eyes. And you scroll down here, and it says, although not nearly as common as symptoms like cough and fever, other strains of the coronavirus were capable of causing red bloodshot eyes, pink eye, sore eyes, itchy eyes, blurry vision, sensitivity to light. So there goes your irritated eyes right there. And then when you look at the rest of the COVID-19 symptoms, you have cough, shortness of breath, nasal congestion, runny nose, sore and scratchy throat, irritated eyes, nose, and throat. And then if you take a look at some more COVID-19 symptoms, you'll see down here, that's where you get your nausea and vomiting. And this is the second time, you know what I mean? The second time. And there's no telling how many more situations that are going on that are lining up the same in different areas, you know what I'm saying, across the entire world. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's all roads are just working toward this whole pandemic. Everything is lining up. Everything is feeding into it perfectly. So I hope the level of organization and coincidence is not lost on anyone. So usually when I see events take place like this, I ask myself, what would I be able to do in that type of situation? So something that I've done is that I took some old 5-gallon buckets that I have and I filled those up with water, and that would be my emergency water to bathe with, or like whatever, because that's about all that I have to be able to store water, on top of the fact that I got some bottled water to cook with and all that stuff like that. But I also have the advantage of living in Oregon where it rains quite a bit. So if I ran out of the water I was using to bathe with, you know what I'm saying, I would be able to catch rainwater. So those are some of the options that I have readily available to me. It would be interesting to hear other people's ideas, particularly not for my sake, but for the people that stay in the affected areas: Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New York. You know what I'm saying? That's 13 million people. And it tells us in scripture that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time. So if you've got good ideas about this particular subject, please put them out there. You know what I'm saying? Or at least share the information with someone and let them put it out there, because it is greatly needed during the time that we live in. So as always, I hope that this message resonates with you guys and gets your mind thinking on ways that you could be prepared if something like this happened in your area. This is the Pod Roast. The many heart of a demon, the children have the heart of a lion. I know. Evil and move with Satan, righteous walking in the countenance of the Almighty One.